Ever wondered who dominated the skies during the First World War? For those who may not know, the answer lies in the story of a man named Manfred von Richthofen, more commonly known as the Red Baron. This legendary figure looms large in the annals of aviation history, his name synonymous with daring, skill, and an unmatched prowess in aerial combat. During the turbulent years of the First World War, the Red Baron's crimson aircraft became a symbol of both fear and respect, soaring high above the trenches. His unparalleled dominance in aerial dogfights made him a key player in this global conflict, and his exploits continue to captivate the imagination of many even today. As we journey back to the early 20th century, we will unravel the tale of this iconic figure, exploring the highs and lows of his extraordinary life. So, stay tuned as we delve into the life of the legendary Red Baron. Before the skies, there was the ground. Born in 1892, Manfred von Richthofen's journey began in Kleinburg, Germany. As the son of Major Albrecht von Richthofen, a Prussian nobleman, and Kunigunde von Schickfuss und Neudorf, he came from a lineage of warriors and statesmen, a heritage that would shape his destiny. As a young boy, Richthofen exhibited a keen interest in hunting and horseback riding, activities that honed his skills in precision and control, qualities that would later serve him well in the cockpit of a fighter plane. His aristocratic upbringing instilled in him a sense of duty and honor, values that were a cornerstone of his military career. At the age of 11, he joined the Cadet Corps, a prestigious military school in Wallstatt. Here, he was introduced to the disciplined life of a soldier, gaining insights into strategy, leadership, and warfare. But it was the cavalry that truly sparked his interest. He admired the unity of man and beast, the speed, the charge, the thrill of the chase. By the time he was 17, he had joined the Uhlans, a regiment of light cavalry. He was a natural horseman, his regal bearing and commanding presence earning him respect and admiration. He quickly rose through the ranks, his future seemingly set in the cavalry. However, fate had a different path in store for him. When the Great War broke out in 1914, the era of the cavalry was fading, giving way to more modern forms of warfare. Richthofen was initially disappointed, having dreamed of glory on horseback, but as the war progressed, he found himself drawn to a new battlefield: the sky. The allure of aviation, the thrill of the chase, the mastery of machine and air, it all resonated with him. The horse of the cavalry was replaced by the steel steed of the airplane. And so from the ground he looked to the skies, his destiny shifting from the cavalry to the cockpit. But it was the skies that would ultimately call to him, marking the beginning of a legendary journey. In 1915, Richthofen transitioned from horseback to the cockpit, forever changing his destiny and that of aerial warfare. Manfred von Richthofen, a man of the cavalry, was about to embark on a journey that would redefine his life and the annals of aviation history. From the stirrup to the stick, from the saddle to the seat, the transition wasn't just about changing his mode of transport, it was about swapping the battlefields for the boundless skies. Richthofen's connection to the cavalry was deep-seated, a legacy of his family's long-standing military tradition. But the winds of change were blowing, and the advent of aviation in warfare presented an irresistible allure. And so, in May 1915, Richthofen made a decision that would set him on a path to becoming one of the most legendary figures in aviation history. He joined the German Air Service. His training was rigorous and demanding, a far cry from the equestrian drills he was accustomed to. He needed to master not only the mechanics of flight, but also the art of aerial combat. Despite the steep learning curve, Richthofen proved to be a quick study. His natural dexterity, honed by years in the cavalry, coupled with his keen sense of spatial awareness, made him a formidable pilot in training. Richthofen's first experience in the cockpit, however, was far from glamorous. He was initially assigned as an observer on reconnaissance missions, a role that allowed him to familiarize himself with the intricacies of aerial warfare without the pressures of piloting. But it wasn't long before his potential was recognized, and he was given the reins of his own fighter plane. With each flight, Richthofen honed his skills, turning the skies into his personal playground. His daring maneuvers and fearless approach to combat quickly earned him the respect and awe of his comrades. And yet, even as he racked up victories, he remained humble, attributing his success to his training and natural instincts. Richthofen's prowess in the cockpit was soon to become legend. By 1916, Richthofen had become a force to be reckoned with in the skies. Having mastered the art of aerial combat, he was a formidable adversary to his enemies. His progression as a fighter pilot was nothing short of meteoric, making his mark as a fearsome combatant in the vast expanse of the sky. Richthoven's tactics in the air were as unique as they were effective. He didn't just rely on his raw flying skills, he developed a strategy that would take his adversaries by surprise. Richthofen would study his enemies, understand their patterns, and then strike when they least expected it. His approach was methodical, almost scientific, and it paid off. His first confirmed victory came in September 1916. He shot down a British aircraft, marking the beginning of a legendary streak of aerial victories. This was not just a moment of personal triumph for Richthofen, but it also marked a turning point in the war. The tide was turning in favor of the German forces, and Richthofen was at the helm of this change. But it wasn't just his victories that made him stand out. It was his unique choice of aircraft that added to his legend. Richthofen flew in a distinctive red aircraft, a sight that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying for his enemies. This red aircraft became a symbol of his prowess, earning him the nickname the Red Baron. His red aircraft was not just a style statement, it was a psychological weapon. The sight of the red plane in the sky was enough to send a chill down the spine of his enemies. It was a symbol of imminent danger, a warning that the Red Baron was on the prowl. And so, Richthofen continued to dominate the skies, instilling fear in his enemies and inspiring his fellow German fighters. His victories were not just about numbers, they were about the impact he had on the morale of both his allies and enemies. The Red Baron was now a symbol of fear for his enemies and a beacon of hope for Germany. In 1918, the Red Baron's reign came to an abrupt end. The skies over the Western Front were no longer dominated by the red triplane that had struck fear into the hearts of Allied pilots. Manfred von Richthofen's final flight on April 21st was as dramatic and impactful as his career. The Red Baron, in his signature Fokker Dr. .1, was pursuing a Canadian pilot over enemy lines when he was fatally wounded. Controversy has since swirled around who fired the shot that brought down the Red Baron. Was it the Canadian pilot he was chasing, Arthur Roy Brown, or perhaps it was the Australian ground troops who were firing at him from below? The question remains a mystery, adding another layer of intrigue to the Red Baron's legend. Yet, what's undeniable is the influence Richthofen had on aviation. He was not just a remarkably successful fighter pilot, with 80 confirmed air combat victories. He was a tactical genius who revolutionized aerial warfare. His principles of air combat, including the importance of the surprise attack and the value of teamwork, are still taught in military academies around the world. The Red Baron's impact extended beyond the battlefield. He became a national hero in Germany, a symbol of courage and skill. His bright red plane, his chivalrous conduct, and his untimely death at the age of 25 all contributed to his romanticized image as the Knight of the Air. Even in death, Richthofen continued to influence the world. His legend inspired countless books, films, and songs. His name became synonymous with excellence in aeronautics, with companies and products adopting his moniker to convey quality and performance. And so, the Red Baron's chapter ended, but his legacy continues to inspire and captivate. His story is a testament to the transformative power of individual skill and determination. The Red Baron remains a larger-than-life figure, a symbol of audacity and prowess that continues to soar in the annals of history. The Red Baron's tale is one of courage, skill, and innovation. Born into nobility, Manfred von Richthofen chose a path of his own, trading in his horse for an aircraft, and the rest is history. The Red Baron's life was marked by remarkable achievements, 80 confirmed air combat victories, and a legacy that continues to inspire aviators even today. He was not just a pilot but a strategic genius, a master of the air who turned dogfights into an art form. His leadership in the Jasta 11 squadron brought about a new era in aerial warfare, setting standards and tactics still referenced in modern air combat. Despite his untimely demise at the tender age of 25, the Red Baron's influence is far from forgotten. His story is a testament to the human spirit of pushing boundaries and daring to dream beyond the clouds. Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, remains an iconic figure in history, his legend soaring as high as he once did.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down.